Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to askNK. So the folks at Spasil, creators of Cozy Blankets, Uniform, and also creators of Wafer, have now updated and released the desktop version of Wafer. And contrary to the beta version that we talked about, right now you can now simply get a fully functional desktop version of this tool and work with it. And Wafer is a 3D texture painting tool, and this can be used for both stylized, hand-painted, and MPR asset. And of course, for those who like to get this, you can simply go over to the link in the description that'll bring you right here where you'll be able to download it and work with it. And so for you to actually get access to this, you don't necessarily need to pay for it. As if you simply come here, you can click on Windows and you'll be able to download it. And once you download and open this up, this is basically what you get. So the free version, or the version that is not paid, what you get with it is a fully functional version that doesn't allow you export. But what it allows you to do is to bring in your files and texture with it. And so with the full functional version right here, how you can work with this is pretty easy. Unlike the beta version, this gives you a full screen of the 3D model, which is your viewport of course, and right here is where you have your asset browser. And within the asset browser is where you can find lots of patterns for your stencils, your HDRI, your decals, and your alphas, pretty standard to what we have with the beta. And it makes sense to see that you have this full screen that you can do stuff with. Over here is where we have our tools, which gets to do with your paintbrush. So in case we like to paint like red on this, we can simply go ahead and do that. And to navigate, you simply hold down your spacebar and move around. We already covered how you can work with this one. To erase, of course, you can also go ahead and erase. And because this is also layer based, you can simply go ahead and create layers. Maybe you like to create a new fill layer. You can simply do that and select the fill color that you like to use to fill your entire piece. Or if you like to make a canvas layer, which is basically an empty layer, you can click on new canvas. And with that, you can simply go over and select the color that you like to paint right on top of your model and start painting this. So we can go ahead and paint that color in, and if we go back to our layer, we can do several stuff with it. Another thing which is pretty interesting is if we click down here, we do have a couple of things which includes playing with mask, importing images, changing the resolution, as currently this is a 4K resolution. If we like to change that, we can actually go ahead and change it from here. And if we like to play with layer opacity, we can also drop the layer opacity down or increase that. We can also choose to play with the blending option depending on what we're trying to do. Some other interesting things that you find here across the tools includes blurring stuff. So maybe you like to blur stuff up, you can also go ahead and blur that. So maybe in case we like to blur stuff on this layer, we can blur as much as we want. If you like to do some smudging, of course you can. You can also smudge stuff across, pretty interesting. And if you like to play with gradients, you can also go ahead and make selections of the colors that you like to work with, play with the settings themselves. So maybe we like to use a linear gradient, we can use that and create a gradient fill across our model. Of course, all of this can be done on different layers depending on what you're trying to do. We've also got the clipping, which is also interesting in case you like to clip certain areas. Maybe we like to paint a specific color on certain areas by simply using a lasso clip. We can do that. And of course, if we're thinking about doing some more stuff like playing with pixels, possibly would like to do some pixel painting, we can also do that. So we can go ahead and do the pixel painting right there. Down here, we've also got a couple more things that includes the sampling, the fill, filters, which includes playing with hues and saturation. So just in case you like to play with the hue and saturation of your piece, you can do that. If you're trying to work with stamps, you can do that as well. We've got some decals as well, just in case you like to work with them. If you like to play with the symmetry, possibly you like the symmetry of your model to start from there, or maybe you like it bang on the center, you can do that. Of course, if you can't really find the center, you've got all of these that you can use to position that. So maybe we can say center of mesh. If we like this to be within the y-axis, we can also have that turned on to the y-axis and turn off the x-axis. And if we like this to be on the z-axis, we can also turn that on and also turn off this other one. So with that, you can go in and make changes to the symmetry as much as you want. And of course, if you don't want the symmetry, you can always turn that off. Over here, we've got some select tools, which you can use to select various parts of our piece. So maybe right here, you like to select single UV islands. You can use that to select that. If you like to select single triangles, you can also use it to select single triangles. Of course, making multiple selections require you holding the shift key and making these selections. And these selections can come in very handy if you like to paint just a specific part, or if you like to mask or paint that specific part. Over here, we've got the partial, which has to do with the partial selections. And in most cases, once you go ahead and bring in your model, you might want to define how you like your texture sets to be. In this case, we'll have our simple Dino texture set. If we like to create a new texture set, we can click on the plus sign and define a new texture set right here. Maybe we like our display to be transparent. Maybe we like to have 0 or 1 padding, or even 2. And maybe the reference resolution we like might be 2K. We can define that too. And this will come in handy if you like to make different texture variations for your model. Over here is our viewport rendering. So from the 3D viewport, which has to be flat, shaded, PBR, we do have all of that. This other section displays our UV view, so we can see the wireframe, turn that down, see the wireframe values as well. And right over here is where we can see our various done tasks, our settings, our store, about, and the export configuration. Now, of course, within the settings, you can make various setting changes, which includes the system languages, the layout, depending on how you like things to be. You can go ahead and play with both the theme, the navigation, the interface, performance, tools, and key mapping. So basically, this is a very simple tool that you can work with once you're just thinking about hand painting or even texturing. Another thing which is also here that I think a couple of you guys might care about within the texture set is down here. So right here, we've got color, and this is just the domain. And if we click on new, we can also define a new domain. And maybe for this domain, we're going to define roughness. And once we do that, if we go over to our texture painting, right now, you'd notice we've got a new domain altogether. And this is called roughness. And so what that allows us to do is, in this case, if we like to paint roughness, we can now paint roughness. Of course, whatever name that you choose to give this right here is the name that will reflect right over here. So if we go all the way up and we change this name to roughness, automatically, when we come back here, it is going to be called roughness. So if you're thinking about painting maybe like roughness, you might want to paint something more, you can define this right here. So I can simply go all the way to colors, and maybe we'd like to paint the metalness. And if we come right here, you would notice that we have the domain 3. And if we jump all the way back, we can change this to metalness. Another interesting thing, which you may have also noticed from here, is we can add panels. So adding this panel simply means that you can look at things from different points. Or maybe you like to have the 3D model displayed on one while you have the other one displaying something else, you can. So in this case, once we have the two of these, we can now click on UV view, and we can have the UV displayed on one while we have the 3D model displayed on the other one. And basically, this is it. And of course, if you like to export stuff, you need to click on Open Store, and this is going to ask you to purchase it. And once you click on Purchase, it brings you right here where you can see the pricing that is currently available. So for Indie, Studio, and Studio Floating licenses, there are various licenses for this. Currently, this is a one-time purchase tool, which is pretty interesting. And of course, for those who are thinking about a new simple tool that they can work with in terms of texturing their 3D models, then Wafer is a pretty cool one that you can now explore. And of course, a huge shout out to the folks at Spacio for making this possible. Tell me what you guys think about this one in the comment section. And of course, if you like this video or you like something from this, you can go ahead and give a like, and don't forget to share with a friend. And until I see you guys in the next one, peace.